Florida, welcome back. The time is 6:45. We are watching a tornado warning for parts of the Keys. It's all stemming from this cell that's all associated with the downpours that we have been watching moving into South Florida since yesterday. Again, this is over parts of the Middle Keys. It's all associated with this line of storms progressively getting worse from Key West, Saddleback Key, all the way up towards parts of No Name Key. And as we watch the forward movement of this tornado warning, I do want you to see that the cell itself, it is showing some heavy rain, some gusty winds. We're noticing that in this area, the tornado warning will be in effect for the lower Keys until 7 a.m. This is really concerning for areas if you live or know anybody in Middle Torch Key, Little Torch Key, Big Pine Key, and Big Torch Key. Around 6:35 is when this was really noticed by the Doppler radar, and we're watching this because of the radar indicating the rotation. You can see it as the forward path of this cell continues to push offshore. Again, this is the time you take cover, move into an interior room, possibly a bathroom or a closet away from windows and doors. You stay in there until we do have this tornado warning that will be lifted. And I think it'll be within the next 10 minutes or so, just because these showers that we are watching continue to move very fast towards the northeast. So as I pull out, I do want you to see that there is still plenty of moisture out there with these showers and storms moving in from the western Atlantic, all stemming from the stalled out front. But the biggest concern right now is the tornadic activity that could be occurring just over parts of Little Torch Key, Big Pine Key. Over this area, it looks as though the worst of the weather is starting to occur. Now, the good news is the faster that these cells are moving, the impacts will continue to move away and less of an impact will be across parts of the Keys. I also want to take you to the storms that are occurring right now over parts of Broward County, because we talked about the shield of storms and Miami-Dade dealing with the downpours over I-95, A1A, US 1 from Coral Gables all the way up towards Aventura into Pembroke Pines. You're tapping into that rain. I told you, Broward County, just wait for it. It's coming your way right over Fort Lauderdale and towards Hollywood. Again, Kendall, but the worst of the weather, again, is occurring over parts of the Keys. That tornado warning, again, in effect until 7 a.m. as we are continuing to watch the possibility of tornadic activity, just because we're noticing that the storm track is moving it towards the north as our winds in this area are gusting in the 30s. We also are noticing that we're seeing the possibility of downpours of about 1/4 inch to 1.5 inches in this area as well. Now, with that being said, Big Pine Key is really the closest area for this tornado warning that's in effect for the lower Keys. But I want you to pay attention if you do live or know anybody in Middle Torch Key, Little Torch Key, Big Pine Key, as well as parts of the middle and the lower Keys dealing with the downpours that are associated with this stalled out front that, again, is over South Florida. All the influence in the atmosphere are there. We have our winds gusting well into the 30s. We also have the force of the jet stream that's over our area, and that's why we're also anticipating these winds to continue to be so strong and so aggressive. And that's why we always tell you that that's why the wind advisory is in place. It's not good timing for you to be outdoors. In Marathon and in Key West, we have our winds gusting well into the 20s, and even in Fort Lauderdale, we're in the 30s. So again, the influence in the atmosphere is destabilized from the stalled out front. We're going to continue to watch this tornado warning in effect for parts of the lower Keys. As the Keys do start to see these downpours and continue to see improvement in the forecast, we'll start to see it mainly on the back end. You can almost see where we're seeing much in the way of the rain starting to get a little lighter in this tornado warning polygon box, but you're also noticing that heavy rain is still on the very fringe of it, and the possibility of this hail marker and the possibility of us seeing some rotation. I'm waiting to see the rotation on our radar. The National Weather Service obviously found the radar rotation a little bit sooner than our radar, but regardless, we want to be safe and we want to make sure everybody in this area is alert and aware of what could be going on. We're also noticing too that this line is actually becoming stronger over parts of Saddleback Key and in towards Key West. So I wouldn't be surprised if we do see some kind of rotation with this area, possibly all the way down towards Key West. And those downpours will continue until, again, this moisture moves into the Gulf of Mexico as our winds are moving in from the southeast to the northwest. That's what's trapping the moisture, pushing it our way, riding along the frontal boundary. This is the frontal boundary itself. You can see all the rain in the Gulf of Mexico, all the rain over parts of the Atlantic, all the rain over the Keys. And look, see, as I mentioned, we are now starting to see the rotation starting to develop just south of the tornado warning watch box, and we're also noticing Saddlebunch Key dealing with some downpours. We're also seeing the possibility of a lot of this rain soaking parts of the Keys where they've already dealt with rain since yesterday. But the biggest concern is this tornado warning we are watching. Again, we could see some flying debris, very dangerous conditions when we talk about tornado warnings, especially at night and into the early morning hours. While the sun has risen, we've got nothing but cloud cover out there, so we'll see some lighter skies. But we want to be able to be safe, and I want to make sure that you're staying indoors, taking cover right now, as this tornado warning is in effect until 7 a.m. And this is all stemming from the system that continues to bring us downpours over Broward and Miami-Dade. Saddlebunch Key getting soaked, Key West getting soaked. We're noticing all of our areas here in South Florida under the flood watch. And also we could see the possibility of some flash flooding. So because of that, we're under that level 3 threat for flooding. I want to remind you one more time, please seek shelter, take cover if you are in parts of the Keys under this highlighted area. I'll go over it one more time. It is Big Torch Key, Middle Torch Key, Little Torch Key, Big Pine Key. Please be safe. Looks as though we'll be able to see this tornado warning expire by 7 a.m. We'll also be right back. We've got some news. You also need to see your traffic commute because it's a mess out there.